A link down below as always if you want to read this on your own. This is to show you what expansion it affects. So this is a Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward for the gray. The red is Stormblood, and the purple is Shadowbringers. All three is obviously the entire game. Purple. The following adjustments have been made to Eden's Promise, Savage. 2 treasure coffers will now always appear. Furthermore, the weekly restriction on rewards obtained from coffers have been removed. The weekly entrance restriction on all areas of Eden's Promise Savage has been removed, and players may now proceed directly to any area of Eden's Promise. Players will now receive the power of the Echo. The Echo will take effect upon entering Eden's Promise. Savage raids, increasing players' maximum hit points, damage dealt, and healing potency by 10%. Unlike other instances, the strength of the Echo will not increase in the event all party members are incapacitated. Purple. The following additions have been made to Duty Roulette Alliance raids. The Tower at the Paradigm's Breach. Purple. The following adjustments have been made to the Bosjan Southern Font. Field notes on Dayunbu have been added to the possible rewards for completion of the skirmishes brought to heal and no camping allowed. Treasure chests that appear after freeing hostages during the critical engagement, the Battle of Castrum Lacus Latori, will now yield more forgotten fragments. The amount of metal earned for completion of the critical engagement, the Battle of Castrum Lacus Latori, has been increased. Purple again, the number of Bosjan clusters required to exchange for the following items from the Resistance Quartermaster has been reduced from 3 to 1 for Forgotten Fragment of Clarity, Contention, Finesse, Fortitude, and of Divinity. Purple again, the number of time-worn artifacts received upon completing Delibrum Reginae has been increased from 1 to 3. Time-worn artifacts can only be received when undertaking the quest A New Path of Resistance. Purple again. The field record entry of Fran Erupt has been adjusted. Purple again. The weekly limitation on Allagan Tombstones of Revelation has been increased from 450 to 900. The maximum store of 2,000 tombstones has not been changed. The system to the base game. The Visit Another World server option has been added to the subcommand menu on the character selection screen, allowing players to log into another world, as highlighted right here in the screenshot. Please consider this option when having difficulty logging into your homeworld or when it's overly congested. The following restrictions apply when using this option, however. A destination world cannot be selected when using this option. A world with available space will be chosen automatically. Players will log in near the aetheryte of their starting city, and this feature is not available under certain conditions, such as after logging out while undertaking certain duties. Base game quest completion can now be confirmed via the character profile page of the Lodestone. The character profile page will now list completed quests, including their date of completion. Quest history for all characters, including date of completion, will be saved to the Lodestone beginning with the release of patch 5.5. Information under My Quests cannot be seen by other users. Resolved issues. I'm assuming this is the entire game. The following issues have been addressed. An issue on the Bosjan Southern Front, wherein the NPCs that appeared during the duel, Beast of Man, did not display correctly. An issue in Zadnor, wherein the NPC, Yamatsumi, the Harbinger, did not display correctly during certain skirmishes. An issue in Zadnor, wherein the NPCs that appeared during the duel, taking the Lion's Share, did not display correctly. Or an issue when undertaking the duty, the Weapons Refrain Ultimate, where players were not incapacitated when touching the edge of the battlefield, or when using the Flower Shower emote, wherein the effects did not display when used by female Elizin, female Rogadin, and Rothgar under certain conditions. Notice that I may butcher a lot of these names. I just started playing Final Fantasy Online. I don't know much about the game, let alone how to pronounce half the words. And English is not my first language. An issue when writing the Deinonychus mount, wherein emotes did not function properly when used. An issue wherein music and sound effects did not play when entering or undertaking certain duties on the PlayStation 5. Minor text issues have been addressed, and other various issues have also been addressed. Currently known issues. An issue wherein text in the field record entry of Fran Erupt has not been adjusted, or an issue wherein changing the display language on the game's launcher causes the client to freeze on a loading screen. That's it. That is pretty much it. So, some 10 or 11 years ago when this game first came out, I gave it a go, and with all due respect, it kind of wasn't my thing. It's a little bit of a rant here. I've been playing World of Warcraft since day one for about 17 years, and lately I was just like, let's give this another go. But I had the Steam version of the game. I didn't want Steam and the launcher for Final Fantasy. I couldn't swap my account. So that was a nightmare, but I never got too far. I only ever got to like level 10 or 12 on a bunch of different characters. I didn't know that one character could be multiple jobs, so I like leveled up a bunch of characters to level 10 to try and figure out what I wanted. And so I just decided, you know what, forget it. But I had also made the mistake of linking it to my PlayStation account. Now I've been back and forth with them, Square Enix. They can't help me. I can't unassociate my old Steam because it's the full version of the game and all this bullshit. When you're on a console, you can't even pick the account that you want to log into, but you can on the computer. So I repurchased the game on the Windows Store right from the Lodestone, or the Square Enix webpage, rather. Did all that, bought all the expansions, pre-ordered the new one, and I went to log into my PlayStation, like I said, and you can't change the name that's there for the account. So I'm probably never going to play it on the PS5 anyways. My computer is adequate, even though it's a bit of a potato, to be able to play the game at 60 FPS on max graphics, even while I'm streaming or recording. So, I mean, that's good enough for me. It's still an absolute ridiculous system. Speaking of system right here, how they haven't implemented that. It is one of the most convoluted things I'd ever seen. I had to make a new Square Enix account and get a new email. And that email and that Square Enix ID is just for this game. Absolute madness. They can't merge my account with the other one and then delete the stuff from before. They can't even change my email to my account. They can't do nothing. So from that standpoint, that's a major turnoff. But I'm enjoying the game a great deal. Still a little bit lost, naturally. You know, I'm cranking in between 130,000 and 150,000 hours in World of Warcraft easily, if not more than that. You know, whereas I've got maybe barely 15 hours, you know, in Final Fantasy. Anyhow, that's enough of that. If you liked the video, as always, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It greatly helps support the channel with the algorithm and making me just a little bit more relevant in the search results when people are looking shit up online. And if you didn't like the video, go ahead, give it a thumbs down, and I'll break it off in your ass. And I'll make sure that all your gil gets put into my account, and you're left with nothing. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, naturally that would be great, but if not, thanks for stopping by anyways. Take care, and maybe I'll see some of you in the next video. Bye for now.